You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Monday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
A Tua to you.
Jesus.
That is my favorite meme going around right now.
That poor girl, man.
That poor girl. I feel like she's probably going to cash out at some point.
Well, I mean, but it depends, because doesn't it feel like there's only one real way for her to cash out? Like, isn't there only one subsection of the
Start
internet?
selling merch. Like, I mean, you don't have to get naked. You can start selling merch or something.
That's true, but I've already started to see it. I feel like the internet started selling merch without her. You know?
Or even if she like, so far I haven't seen who the Tua girl is. Mm-hmm. Like, I keep seeing people having some stolen valor of claiming to be her and this and that and the other thing. But I think if like she comes out right now, she'll be able to blow up her social media and get famous real quick.
That's true. She could achieve influencer status pretty quick if she leans in.
Even look at that girl who flashed her boobs at the Oilers game.
Oh, at the end of round 3, yeah.
She just cashed out hard. She's a Playboy model. Now that's kind of going the route that you were just talking about.
Sure,
but
which again, and I'm not against that. If it's her decision and she can get that bag, anybody should have that option. It's your life and your body. You do what you will with it.
But you got like a 2-week window max with like this internet fame stuff where if you don't cash out on that, like it kind of slips out. I mean, remember that guy that was outside the LCBO saying all that wild shit? What was
Yeah. So it was
You know what I'm talking about? There's that guy in Hamilton. I don't know. He went viral a couple years ago. They asked him about the liquor sales.
Something
and
about
stuff.
the price of pop. A bottle of pop.
Yeah. That guy tried to cash out like a month after and sell some merch, and he slipped, dude.
Way too late. Yeah, I saw videos with that guy trying to like recapture the spirit, recapture the moment, and the internet basically told that guy like, "We're over it, man. We're done. We're moved on." And I think he's still got a TikTok account. It pops up every now and again, but the numbers just aren't there for it to be a living.
Becoming an internet meme is, I think, most people's nightmares, but if you know how to roll with it well, you can... There was that Walmart lady.
Which one was the Walmart?
There was a lady who like signed off on her shift last year on Walmart. She announced her retirement.
Yeah.
She went absolutely viral and she started like collaborating with people and stuff. And then she started selling merch. And she's like, I saw she bought a whole new house. Just because people made her a meme. Like,
it's crazy to think that there are people who will work their entire lives in backbreaking labor jobs and someone will get on the speaker at Walmart and be wealthy beyond their imagination.
I think it's funny if it's like one of your buddies or something posts it, but it would suck if it's like a stranger posts a photo of you and you're like, oh fuck, that's me.
Oh no, what's happened?
Like everyone's calling you a douchebag or something.
Buddy,
like,
I live with that fear. Every time you and I have to make a public appearance for this job, I just wait for someone to post a picture of the two of us doing something dumb, something harmless, like not like we're doing crazy things, but every day I have anxiety after every event we do of what did someone catch a picture of me picking my nose or scratching my ass or something like that.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Well, that's my new goal by the end of 2024 is to turn you into a meme.
Oh, don't.
Go through Dalby's Facebook profile. If you ever see him in public, take a photo.
No, my Facebook profile is private.
We're going to make Dalby the new Tua by the end of the summer.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
How was the wedding you went to this weekend?
Oh, the wedding was great, man. Had a lot of fun on Saturday. Shout out to Nick and Matrina for getting married there. The MC duties went well.
Nice.
I didn't mess that up. Didn't get too drunk or anything.
Atta boy.
It was nice. Got to do a little dancing and stuff,
Proud
which
of
is
you.
always good.
Live on the air. How long you give them before they get to? No, I'm just
Well, based on statistics, 51 but not.
Hey, did they do the chicken dance?
You know what? No chicken dance.
Wow.
No chicken dance, no Macarena.
Shout out to the DJ, whoever it was, at that wedding, because I was thinking about that when I was looking at the pictures you posted on Instagram yesterday of you and Courtney all dolled up, looking good. And I was like, I wonder if he put on that suit and then did that dumb chicken dance with the hands. Because it's just so ridiculous to see these people who go out and the guys in the fancy suits and the girls in the elaborate dresses, and then they all get up there and start doing hand chicken.
See, I'm the opposite. I was kind of bummed out.
Really?
I like the chicken dance. I don't know why. I think it's kind of a jokes part of the night. Like,
Sure. Well, I mean, listen.
the song goes on a little too long, but...
That's the thing, man, is like... I feel like when you're at a reception for a wedding, because the wedding's the only place the chicken dance happens, You're sitting there, and those first few notes come on, and everybody goes, oh, no, it's the chicken dance. And people start doing it in their seats, or they get up and they do the line or whatever. And then, like, I swear to God, it's like 30 seconds later, you're like, we're still going, eh? We're still doing
I feel like
this.
the song is usually played to tire kids out.
Oh.
I think that's the move, right?
I never thought about that.
Yeah, but if you're talking about songs that have a dance attached to them,
yeah.
The one that I'm disappointed that didn't play, thinking about it now, there was no YMCA.
Ooh.
You got to have a YMCA. We got to be able to do a young man.
Yeah.
Do the hand point thing at
there
one point.
There are very few songs these days that come with their own dance.
I mean, right off the top of my head, you got Chicken Dance.
Yeah.
You got YMCA.
Yeah.
You got the Macarena. The Cha-Cha Slide.
Oh.
Didn't have that either, actually.
No
Cha-Cha
Slide.
Now.
What about that Soulja Boy song? I don't actually know what it's called.
We did not crank that Soulja Boy.
Okay, now I'm actually disappointed with the DJ of this wedding.
When I was in the 6th grade, they took us to the gymnasium. And every kid learned how to crank that Soulja Boy.
Really?
I still have that, in my brain. I know how to do it.
See, meanwhile, in Hay River in the 90s, we were being taught how to Cadillac Ranch out in the main concourse of the school.
It's funny because Courtney's told me that she learned how to boot, scoot, and boogie at school.
It's just so crazy that at some point they didn't teach us how to do taxes, but they did teach us how to line dance in education back in the day.
Gangnam Style.
I get Gangnam Style, but at the same time, isn't that like you got to kick your leg out
like
to the
a horse
side?
Thing.
Most people can't do that.
Thrillers got it.
Okay, if you go to an event where people properly pull off the Thriller dance, they're theater kids. That's theater kid energy.
Well, I feel like if you everybody knows how to do the hands thing,
sure,
but anything else,
anything past putting your hands up to the side, is big theater kid energy.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Anytime you got something to say, 1-833-854-2233. And someone had something to say to you this weekend on the bad line there.
I have complained that it is June 24th in the year of our Lord 2024, and we've got Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals tonight. Hockey has gone on too long. But God bless still having sports, because only sports gets this kind of reaction about people. This call came in after Game 6 on, Friday night of the Stanley Cup Finals. Have a listen to this.
Hey, Dolby, you wanted the Oilers lose tonight? Yeah, guess what? You fat loser. They won.
This dude was sitting at home Friday night and watched I assume his, Edmonton Oilers win Game 6 over the Florida Panthers, securing a historic Game 7 tonight. And his first thought was, I have to call Brock and Dalby. I have to call Dalby.
I will say, as the Oilers have been making this comeback, our text line has been lighting up with texts just like these.
Oh, yeah.
Attacking you for the past week there. And I'll say this, I always laugh so hard because, we're both big sports guys, but there's this fine line of people who get a little too into sports.
Where it has consumed you just a little bit too far.
It's sports, politics, and religion, and people are willing to fight over. I've literally been at games before where I see people throw fists.
Oh, dude, people throw hands at sporting events all the time. Depending on what section of any given arena or stadium you're in, it's almost expected. But it is just kind of refreshing that in sports, we still have that one outlet where we feel like we can say whatever we want.
Oh, yeah.
You talked about it briefly about a week ago when that Euro Cup of soccer started. Sorry, football. Where it's this is the only time of the year where you can just openly call out someone for being from a different country. Soccer fans just don't care anymore. All of a sudden it's oh, where were you born? Which team do you cheer for? You're scum. We hate you now.
Oh yeah, it's the only time. It's the Euro Cup and the World Cup are the only times people can be openly racist. And it's kind of okay for some reason.
The thing is, though, that I will say is if you're mad at me, and I'm sure this person is not alone. We have a lot of Oilers fans that listen to the show.
The text line has been attacking you.
If you're mad at me because I have been openly anti-Oilers throughout this series, the thing to remember is I have been openly anti-Oilers from the beginning of the playoffs.
Stop egging them on, dude.
All I'm saying is...
Stop egging them on.
This energy did not exist in Games 1 2, or 3 of this series. It didn't come in after game 4 or 5.
You just want more smoke is all you want at this point.
Absolutely. But I'll say this. If you're going to leave this kind of a voice, if the Oilers don't win tonight's game, if they don't complete the historic comeback to win the Stanley Cup tonight, it's this guy's fault. This guy has to shoulder all the karmic blame of the Oilers not finishing the comeback
I'm
for
not
leaving a
gonna
voicemail
lie,
like this.
there was a small part of me that thought you were going to say, like, I'll fight you or something. I thought, that's the direction. I was like, dude, what are we doing right now?
No, see, because that's the thing. In sports, you have to have a leg to stand on until my Detroit Red Wings make the playoffs. I can't be threatening to fight anybody, but karma can. So if the Oilers lose tonight, just remember this guy.
Hey, Dolby, you wanted the Oilers lose tonight? Yeah, guess what? You fat loser. You won.
Was his number left on the, did he hit a private number? Or was his number there?
We have his phone number.
We should call him tomorrow.
If the
Oilers lose, we should call him tomorrow.
This is the Brock and Delby Podcast.
Dave Grohl may have started some beef with Taylor Swift over the weekend. The Foo Fighters were playing a show in London. Just down the road, Taylor Swift was also playing a show at Wembley Stadium.
Ooh.
And Dave Grohl said this on stage.
You don't want to suffer the wrath of Taylor Swift. So we like to call our tour the Eras Tour. We've had more than a few eras, and more than a few eras as well. That's because we actually play live. What? Just saying. Like, what live band? You guys like live rock and roll music, right? We came to the right place.
And immediately as those videos started going viral, Taylor Swift fans, of course, now calling out Dave Grohl, blah, smack talking everywhere. And I just find it so funny, the idea of Taylor Swift versus Foo Fighters fans in a fight.
Sheer numbers advantage to the Taylor Swift fans. Like, Foo Fighter fans, probably, like, from a size and physicality standpoint, probably are the higher, but there's just too many of them, man.
Yeah.
It's like watching that World War Z movie.
Well, I think the only way that the Foo Fighter fans beat Taylor Swift fans in a fight is if they are the parents. And they ground the Taylor Swift fans before they can get into the fight. That's the only way it's going to go, man.
Also, the Foo Fighter fans have to take their back medication before the fight starts.
Sure.
You can't be stopping in the middle to be like, oh, my back.
Oh, we've talked about it before, man. These Taylor Swift fans are absolutely crazy.
Unhinged.
And they're not going to forget about this, man.
Oh, never. No. Anytime that the Foo Fighters do anything, they're going to stand up and they're going to, and positive or negative, right? Foo Fighters win an award, the comment section going to be full of Taylor Swift fans.
Yeah.
Should have been like, oh, should have been Taylor.
Oh, God forbid Dave Grohl ever happens to lip sync once, which I don't think he ever will.
No, I mean, very unlikely, but you're right. If it happens, they are waiting. They've got their drafts written. They are ready to hit post on that day.
And I don't even think Foo Fighter fans could compete with Taylor Swift fans. Like, there's no way they'd have the endurance. I mean, just the screaming alone of the Taylor Swift fans. What was it? There was an earthquake or something like that in Seattle at the one show.
Yeah, you would never get a word in edgewise. You would try to make your arguments like Dave did about maybe you try to play the lip syncing card or the music songwriting card, whatever it is, right? You try, they just start screaming. They drown you out. Sheer numbers and volume. We have no chance.
Yeah.
We will never survive.
Do you know how many poor dads are going to be ridiculed by their daughters for listening to the Foo Fighters in their car now?
Could you imagine getting into the car, dad's just rocking some Foo Fighters, and kids get in like, turn off that boomer rock. Dave Grohl sucks.
Dave Grohl is a national treasure, but he better protect his neck.
Yeah, this was a bold choice, and I'm not sure that I'm willing to back him up on this one.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Delby Podcast.
All right, Game 7 tonight, Stanley Cup Finals. Oilers looking to make the greatest comeback of all time against the Florida Panthers tonight. Only one team in actually North American sports history has ever came back from a 3-0 deficit, and that was the Leafs
Of course,
1942 against your Red Wings.
Of course. If there's going to be two teams that make history, it's the two most annoying fan bases.
Well, it was two teams out of six back then, so it wasn't really that crazy, I guess.
It wasn't as wild back then. I mean, the fact that this hasn't happened since the 40s shows the significance of. I mean, if you have 4 chances to put away a team, 4 chances to win one game, statistics say you should be able to pull it off.
Well, I ask you this. What is worse, being the Florida Panthers and giving up a 3-0 series lead and losing? Or is it worse to be the team who's made this epic comeback only to kind of get blue-balled at the end?
I feel like it's got to be worse for the Panthers because if you're the Oilers, everybody told you 3 games ago that you were done, right? As soon as Florida won that third game to go up 3-0, you were told statistically, mathematically, everything, you got no chance. For Florida to have the Stanley Cup in their hands for 4 straight games and not be able to grab onto it.
Because for all of these games, they've been having their friends, their family come out, right? They know the Stanley Cup is already in the building.
Do you remember after Game 4, people were saying that, like, the game was rigged. Florida threw Game 4 because they would rather win back home.
That's
and the reason
such a stupid idea.
It was stupid right off the hop, but the reason it was debunked was because it was found out so many family members of Florida players,
of course,
flew to Edmonton for Game 4.
They probably had, I guess, 3 separate parties already planned because there's someone working for the team that's probably setting up in advance of the game.
Oh yeah,
a bar that they were supposed to go to.
100%.
They've probably been carrying around these damn champagne bottles from arena to arena, or
absolutely,
each arena has just got a stock just waiting to get rid of them.
That's right. Well, maybe a couple of those bottles get drunk in sadness. You know what
I
mean?
I do feel like for the Oilers, it would suck because you're like making this big run back, and you're like, it's like the girl you never thought you were gonna get, and then you're like, oh, she broke up with her boyfriend, and just as you think you're about to close, her boyfriend comes back into the picture.
It would be like if, you remember the movie Dodgeball with Vince Vaughn? If they had gone with the original ending, where you have this big climax, the underdogs, they rise up, they're about to win the championship, and then the original ending, Ben Stiller hits Vince Vaughn, the bad guys win, the game is over.
I mean, I guess the one thing that the Oilers have is, like, they'll have that feeling of little more satisfaction, like, you made it, you didn't just die off kind of thing. People will butter their biscuit for a long time versus if you're the Panthers.
Oh, dude.
Like,
there's no good.
You just gave it all up.
There's no silver lining to losing this if you're the Panthers.
The Panthers are like the guy that fumbles at the 1-yard line.
100%. And it gets returned for a touchdown.
Yeah.
This is the worst case scenario. I think I would rather, if I was an athlete and I have to lose the Stanley Cup Finals, I think I would rather get swept than win 3 and then get swept.
True.
I think I would rather just rip the Band-Aid off. Hey, we lost to a better team, so that's it, that's all. Than to fumble the bag so thoroughly and entirely as to lose 4 straight when you were on the verge of winning.
It's funny because if you're a serious gambler, you're either loving the Oilers right now or you're absolutely hating the Oilers right now.
Right, yeah. They have cost you what should have been 3 sure bets with a 4th on the docket tonight.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Hey, could you guys imagine being that guy that has the gambling ticket? That he bet on Real Madrid that they won, the Kansas City that won, and then you're down 3-0 on Edmonton to win it, and now you're 1 game away from $585,000.
I never thought about how hard Edmonton coming back has messed up someone's sweet parlay from like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, so this guy bet on Edmonton to win.
That's crazy.
And he was offered $50,000 at the start of the series, and then he was offered $250,000. I think like 2 days ago, like right after Game 6.
Get out of here.
He's going to ride her out. He's going to ride her out.
I think you have to. Like, I know it's something you can only say if you're not in the mix to say you have to ride it out, but you've come so far.
Well, yeah, exactly. The guy was St. Louis, right? When he bet on, January 2nd, they were in last place, $1,000. And
I don't know. You guys are saying this, but this guy must be single or something because I guarantee you my girlfriend would have made me cash out a long time ago.
Or he's got the testes the size of a water buffalo, either or.
That's for damn sure.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Thanks for the call, man. I hadn't heard that story going around, but that is wild. To be able to... Gambling is tough, man,
Yeah.
because to be able to hold off on someone offering you that, I mean, $500,000 is amazing, but $200,000 could change your life too.
Because that's just it, right? If tonight puck drops, Florida finally turns it around, finishes off the Oilers, he gets 0.
He's going to feel worse than any Edmonton Oiler losing tonight if they do lose.
That's true, because if you're the Edmonton Oilers and you were down 3 games to none and you fought your way back and now it's a historic game,
You got
7,
nothing.
and you lose.
You got nothing.
But if you're the player, you still have millions of dollars.
Sure.
You still have millions
Exactly.
of dollars.
Well, I mean, even think about it like this. Everybody always talks of the perspective of, what's the classic thing when people win the Super Bowl? I'm going to Disneyland.
I'm going to Disneyland.
What's the move if you lose the game tonight? Like, because you still have all your family and friends, like we were saying there.
Yeah.
Do you still go for dinner? Do you just hop on a plane and go back home?
I think, because you have the friends and family there, you have to do something, right? I think, though, this is why DoorDash was invented. Skip the dishes, Uber Eats. I think let's all meet back at the hotel room for a nice, quiet, somber meal. You can't go out, because if you go out anywhere, someone's going to recognize you and point out that you just blew it.
But tell me I'm wrong. Some of your saddest days at work is when you really want to drink the most.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Celebrating
Yeah.
popping champagne bottles is nice, but I mean, like, hitting a hard bottle after a tough loss like that probably will hit a lot different, you know?
You won't need as much mix, that's for sure. But again, like, do you go to a bar? I mean, if you're in Florida...
Do you go to the strip club? Because, I mean, like, strip club, think about it like this. Strip clubs are for celebrations, but strip clubs are also for depression, too. Like, you're one of 2 guys at the strip club. There's either a group of you or you're by yourself. Like,
Yeah, I just have trouble picturing, like, an NHL all-star player, like a Connor McDavid, sitting in the front row, just sad, head down, looking up every now and again. Hey, yeah, you look great tonight, thanks.
yeah, I mean, it's either a long plane ride home or if your dad's there, a long car ride home. Think McDavid's dad will bring that back for him?
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know those BuzzFeed quizzes that are so much fun? Yeah, that's not what this is. It's the quiz with Brock and Dalby.
Since both the Oilers and Florida Panthers have a chance to win it all, this morning we are doing the all quiz, songs that have all in the title.
So is it just the song title? It's not the band? No, the band will never be like, there's not all for one?
No. So just the title of the song
Okay.
will have an all in it, okay?
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Seem easy enough for you?
No, because I can only think of one, and when I said it, you didn't look at me like I had ruined anything, so I don't think it was on your list.
Well, this one, I will be mad at you if you don't get this one.
Okay.
When I say Blink 182,
All the small things.
there we go. There we go.
All the age again.
1 for 1 here on the board. When I say the Foo Fighters, you would say,
Is it all my life?
are you sure?
No, that's why I said it's so weird.
Yeah, that's right.
It's one of those ones where it's like, I know that's the line in the song,
Yeah.
but is it the title?
It's not the chorus, but it is the
Yeah.
title of the song, yeah.
Okay.
Now moving over to Dave Grohl's first band.
Oh.
When I say Nirvana,
All apologies.
there you
And
go.
sorry, what was the band?
Nirvana?
Nirvana.
Potato. When I say Jimi Hendrix, which this is a cover song, you would say...
Oh, that's right. It is All Along the Watchtower. I always forget that's a cover, and I think you saying
that what gave it
just
away?
saved me. Yes.
There we go. 4 for 4 here.
Okay.
Got a few left now. When I say Led Zeppelin, you would say... Got nothing for this one, eh?
Okay. How about just more than 2 seconds to think?
I mean, when you
Jesus.
5 second...
Oh, now I'm in trouble for breathe. I don't know.
No, it's like that was pandering. Got nothing?
Nah. All of my love.
Technically, all my love.
All my love. You would have, if I'd have said all of my love.
Absolutely, I would have.
I was-
Absolutely, I would.
I was screwed either way.
All right, now let's see if you can save it here. When I say Metallica, you would say was the title of an album.
And Justice for All.
Oh, I gave it away.
Oh, sure did. sure did, because my brain went in a different direction.
Ah, I gave it away. Damn it. I was hoping to shame belly you on that one.
Nope, I got it.
Well played. Well played. You did better than you thought, right?
5 of 6. And you didn't put in All-Star by Smash Mouth.
You know what? Sometimes all things come to an end, but not this quiz.
Yay!
Not this quiz. We'll be back next week with another edition.
How exciting!
It's going to be all your life until you break up with me, dude.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Congratulations to Wild Fang, a Pekingese dog from North Bend, Oregon, who has been officially declared the ugliest dog in the world.
Is that an actual contest?
Have you not seen the ugly dog contest? Dude,
do you have a photo of this dog?
I do. Here, let me turn my screen here.
Oh, God.
That's Wild
Oh,
Fang.
God.
With the tongue hanging out, the unkempt
that
wild
looks like
hair.
A dust bunny with a tongue, dude. That is wild.
It looks like you were sweeping up your basement and the dog came and rolled through
it. Is that thing still alive?
It is still alive and thriving.
The way that tongue hangs out, it looks like what were those candies? Like an Airhead or something.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
A little bit on the lifeless side, but thanks to the fine folks at Mug Root Beer who sponsored the contest for the first time this year.
Ugly Mug? Oh, that's brilliant sponsoring, yeah.
This dog's owner got $5,000 for having what's been determined to be the ugliest dog in the world.
How many times do you think that dog's told is a good boy, though?
Oh, I mean, you gotta tell a dog it's a good boy.
Because, what are they doing, speech-wise during this thing? Look at this ugly mutt. What's the reaction? Do they just hold up the dog? Because I watched the Westminster Dog Show. I think that stuff's hilarious.
Yes.
And people are all posh in their golf claps. Are people just are they basing it off of
people are throwing up in the aisle.
Oh, it's so gross. Look at that dog. Are there judges for this stuff?
Yeah, so it's like a judging panel, I believe, and they bring these dogs out, and then the top 3, or is it bottom 3?
I guess.
Are awarded cash prizes. Dude, imagine being a judge for the world's ugliest dog.
Well, what's even the criteria for that? Are you supposed to be ugly yourself? Do you just have a lot of ugly dogs?
That's true, because for most competitions, they'll run through the judges and their criteria.
They've got experience or something.
This is what they've done, and this is why they're an expert on this situation. Whereas, I don't know, for this, it's just he has 20/20 vision, and therefore is qualified to determine the ugliest dog in town.
That's what I'm saying. How do they base the ranks? Man, that dog, you got to get that picture off your screen. That dog is.
Oh,
I am interested to see the owners of these dogs because I've always had a theory that pretty people have ugly dogs for some reason.
Oh, see, but isn't the whole thing? Don't people and their dogs start to look alike after a certain period of time?
Somewhat, but I also have another theory that some of the sketchiest people you'll ever see have the cutest dogs of all time.
That's actually true.
You ever been downtown and seen someone and they have this cute dog and you're like, oof.
I'm just even thinking, I got a buddy and he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
But he's sketchy as hell. And growing up, he had the most adorable golden lab, and it was just the nicest, most well-kept dog. And I was like, if you put 1/10 the effort in your dog into yourself, you would look much better.
Yeah, shady people always have cute dogs, and pretty people always have ugly dogs. I don't know if it's a compensation. Dude, think about Paris Hilton. She had all those ugly chihuahuas.
Oh, those little rat dogs.
They would have the tongues hanging out of their mouth. They always look like they were about to die. I don't know if that's one of those things. It's beautiful people surround themselves with ugly people to make themselves look more beautiful.
That's right. Well, I mean, just looking at old Wild Fang here, if I walked into the room with him on a leash, I immediately look better. Although I also look like a really bad pet owner.
It's the same reason why I hang out with you, you know?
Not everything that's true has to be said out loud.
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store, with all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.